As we progress with our understanding of how to pronounce Italian in a way that it's flowing and that it sounds very natural, we come across double sounds. There's a lot of double sounds in Italian language. By double sounds, we mean stronger sounds. We're talking about consonants. Sounds or consonants that have a stronger version. And the way you see them in a word is simply by saying two of the same letter. So when you look at pizza, it's spelled P-I-Z-Z-A. So that double Z would cause you to pronounce a double sound. Let's have a look at a few options. So that's the word pizza. Most people pronounce it right, pizza. So it's a kind of a strong ts. If it was not a double, like if it was spelt that way, we would actually be saying pizza, pizza, which does remind us of the town or city of Pisa with the Leaning Tower. And the reason why they sound the same is, you know that, S between consonants sounds Z. And so these two would be the same. But now this one is not an actual word, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's look at another word that can be confusing. Let's look at a word for hat. It's cappello, cappello. We have a double P and a double L. I'm going to focus on the double P because if you are talking to an Italian and you talk about a cappello with a softer L instead of a double L, well, it would be incorrect, but you would be understood because you're actually not creating another word. You're not talking about something else. You're just slightly mispronouncing a word, so you will be understood and forgiven. The problem with a word like this and with so many other words, and that's why it's vital that you get the idea of double sounds, how to spot them and how to produce them, is that if you said, instead of saying cappello, 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 you said capello, capello. So you actually weren't doubling up the p sound. Well, you'd be talking about a hair, which I can't really show you because I have none on my head, but I have a few. So cappello and capello are completely different words. So can you hear the difference between capello, capello, and cappello, cappello, cappello? So probably you can. If you can't, I'm going to actually show you how to do it. We're going to look at the articulation for this, okay? So I will see you in a second. So how do you produce a double sound? Let's have a look. We're going to start with a word that you probably know, and that's the word for mom. So it's spelled M-A-M-M-A, mamma, mamma. Now the way this word sounds, the way we actually created the double sound has almost nothing to do with the double M. We're actually creating the double sound by doing something before we even get to the consonant that we're trying to double. Listen closely. I'm going to give you the version, I'm going to give you the version of the word with one M and the word with double M. Now, this word, there's an apostrophe there because this is actually a sentence. It means she loves me or he loves me. So it's the verb, but you know, the letters are the same and it's got one M, so we're going to use it for pronunciation reasons. So this one is mama, mama, mama. It's not different from pronouncing ma twice. Mama, mama. Okay. This one is mamma, mamma. So again, mama, mamma, mamma. You notice there's a difference in the vowel. There's a difference in the a more than there is a difference in the m. So with a word that is kind of flat, especially with two syllables, it's a lot easier to see, but with word doesn't have double sounds. The pronunciation of mama would be something like mama. Kind of mild, you see, mama. There's no crazy picking, it's just mama. Okay. Let's have a look at the one with the double sound. I'll say mamma. Ma. I'm gonna pick a lot more with the vowel before the double sound. Ma. And then I'm actually gonna pause. I'm going to pause and create a little bit of a suspension there. And then I'm going to land virtually with my voice, again with the double. So I'm going to say ma, ma. So ma, ma. So here there's a gap. That's what's going to help you produce the double sound in the consonant afterwards. You're going to have to take a break in the syllable before the double sound. So in this case it's ma. Mama. Okay. Okay, the word I'm going to show you, I've brought it up earlier. Oh, don't want to use red. Okay. So this word, there's no accent, so we're not talking about our dad, we're talking about the Pope. Papa. 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 With the accent, it would be papa. Papa. That's daddy. But here we're talking about Papa, the Pope. Papa, Papa. It's like saying pa twice. Papa. Another word, papa, papa, papa. Now this means it's the word that we use to talk about food when we're talking to kids. So when we're dealing with young children, then we don't talk about food, we talk about papa. Okay, but it's a word that is really helpful for this contrast. Papa, and then papa. See? Okay, so here we have another pair of words. They're pronounced the same, and you don't want to. You'll see why in a second. Now this word here, you're going to be saying this a lot because it means year. So if you're talking about anything to do with time or history, you will talk about years, like 20 years, 100 years, and so on. Now the word is like the English annum, like per annum, and that's the Italian version, and it's anno. A, pause, no, with a double N. Anno, anno. That's how you're talking about year. Often, what we hear is people pronounce this word without the double N, and therefore what we hear is anno. If you don't double the N, you're not saying anno, you're saying anno, which means anus. So you want to be careful with that.